And one thing I can see right off is this tape measure. I have plenty of tape measures, so I don't need to keep this one. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Melinda, plain and simple. Today it's Saturday, and I don't normally post videos on Saturdays. Normally I post videos on Tuesdays and Fridays. Tuesdays are for Tiny Tidy Tuesdays, a collab hosted by Sunday Dawn from the Helpful Home, and Fridays are for my bigger declutters. Right now I am decluttering in my garage and my basement, and on the first Friday of every month I host a collab called 10 Minutes Better. So why am I posting a video on Saturday? Because my friend Jen from Happily Organized Chaos decided to declutter 50 items per day for a month like she saw me do back in January. And I thought, well, that's pretty cool. And then she said, hey, why don't you do it with me? And also our friend Amanda Jane from Mind Your Matters is going to do it with us too. So now Jen has a collab called MegaMay 50 a day. And we are going to be decluttering 50 items per day from our homes for the whole month of May. Well, we're going to try to. And if we don't succeed, that's okay. At least we'll get some stuff out of our house, right? For the month of May, Amanda, Jane, and I will be posting a video every Saturday to give you an update on what 50 plus items we will be decluttering from our homes for that week. Jen expects to post more frequently, but don't forget to check in on Amanda, Jane, and I as well. And please, if you've got some stuff you want to declutter around your house, do it along with us and let us know in the comments so we can continue to motivate and inspire you, and you can motivate and inspire us as well. And now I'm going to show you all the stuff that I have decluttered for this first week of MegaMay 50 a day, right after I finish this intro and then go do my Saturday decluttering, because I haven't done this yet. I'm doing the intro, but I'm not done. So I'm going to do this, and then I'll come back and I'll show you all the stuff that I have decluttered all week, including all this. And I'm hoping there's 50 items in here. This is stuff that was left over from my Tuesday declutter in my Tiny Tidy Tuesday. And I didn't finish going through all these boxes. Time to go through these boxes. So, yeah, I'll be back in a second. I keep finding cards all over the place, and a lot of times they're in a baggie like this, because that's how I would keep them. But now I am using a different standard for the cards that I keep. One thing that I do, and I heard this on Erica Lucas's channel, is she would keep the card only if it had a special sentiment written in it. If it doesn't have a special sentiment written in it, then it's just a mass-produced card. Another thing that people do is they keep the last card that someone sent them. For instance, they'll keep the last Christmas cards that they got from people. One of the things that I have done as I've gone through cards is if there's somebody that I know has already passed on, it's someone special, and I think we would want to keep a card from them, then I keep a card. It doesn't have to have anything special written in it. It's just a card from that person, and that person was special to us. So I'm choosing to keep a card from that person. You can decide whatever criteria you want to use for going through your cards, but that's the criteria that I use now. This is the stack of cards that I will be keeping. It's a little more than I expected, but that's okay. That's what I came up with. And this is the stack that I will be letting go. There are 66 cards and envelopes. I counted card and envelope as one. And I'm also letting go of the Ziploc bag because I think you can tell it looks a little dirty, so I don't need to keep that. So all of this will be leaving. I was going through some old toys for my May 10 Minutes Better video, and I decided to keep one container for my 50 items per day. I chose this one because, as you can see, it has a lot of little pieces in it, and I knew that would add up quickly. So I started counting, and I counted the shoes as pairs, and I got to 50 real fast, so I didn't even bother finishing. I have way more than 50 items in this container, things that I will be letting go of. And that even includes counting this baggie full of hangers as one. But since I keep finding hangers around the house, I was just a little curious, so I dumped them out and I counted them. There were 50 hangers in that baggie. So that is my 50 plus items that will be leaving our home. They're little, but they're still leaving. These 96 business cards are my 50 plus items for day 3 of MegaMay 50 a day. For day 4, I found a bunch of old books, a coaster, a couple of pins, another one of my happies. You may recognize this one from my Tiny Tidy Tuesday. This is the little bride that was in the cabinet in our main bedroom. She's pretty, I love her, but she's not something that's sentimental to me, so I'm going to go ahead and let her go. And this is another one of my little happies. I'm ready to let it go too. Little happies only stick around while I am transitioning from wanting to let them go to being ready to let them go. So both of those are going to be leaving. And I have these teas. You see all those boxes of tea? They've been in my pantry for years, and I haven't been drinking them. The reason is because when I drink them, when I try to, it closes my throat up. So it's time for them to come out of my pantry, and I'm going to see what the expiration dates are on these things, because I know some of these have been in there for a long time. This one says it's best before 2020. This one is best enjoyed by 2019. These two were 2014. These 3 were 2013. And this one, our winner, best before September 23rd, 2011. That one is over a decade past its best by date, or best before date. So I think it's safe to let all of these go. I wanted to be someone who could drink tea. So I had all of these teas, and I have not been able to drink them, and I've known that for years, and yet I've hung on to them. So as I let go of this tea, I'm also letting go of a fantasy self. I'm not going to count every tea bag individually, but if you're doing this challenge along with us, and you want to count every tea bag, that's perfectly fine. You can do that. But I'm just going to count each box as 1. So this counts as 8. And now I can put this space in my pantry to better use. Also, some little plasticware from fast food. We're not going to use those. And some trash. And the reason I included this stuff is because if it's trash and you put it right into the trash, it's just trash. But if it's something that gets left sitting around on the counter or the table or somewhere, it becomes clutter. And that's what this stuff was. It was stuff that had gotten left on the counter instead of getting thrown away. So I wanted to include that just to be a reminder that we want to throw things away. Otherwise, they become clutter. Also, I had a pair of boots. The soles are coming off of them, and I considered getting some glue and fixing them. But then I thought, you know what? I'll always be worrying that they're going to fall apart on me again. So I'm going to go ahead and let those go. I got a whole winter's worth of wear out of these cute little house shoe socks that my neighbor gave me for Christmas. I'm going to let those go. And this little piece of scrap, it can go. A pair of gloves that I found in the coat closet. Some shirts that I found in my drawers and closet. This is the bunny that I used in my 10 Minutes Better Spruce Up for Spring. She's served her time. She can go on now. And a couple of hangers from the coat closet. This little pillow thingy that I was deciding about whether to use or not. I've decided I'm not going to use it. This is the tray that was under my birdcage in our main bedroom. And I took the birdcage out, so I'm going to go ahead and let that tray go. That was in my Tiny Tidy Tuesday video. And all of these towels, these were in, I think it was the basement declutter that I did. And I was going through our towels that we have in the closet. And you know what? Most of the towels, I did trade out some of them, but most of the towels were still in good enough shape. And these are like new, or they are new, but somebody can enjoy them. I just don't have any space in my linen closet for them. I have a certain amount of space allotted for the big towels and for the hand towels, and they just don't fit, so I'm going to let them go. And this trash can that was in our main bedroom, we're not going to use it anywhere, so I'm going to let that go as well. I found this box when I was decluttering out in the garage, and I didn't go through it at the time because it had a bunch of little things like jewelry and stuff in it. But I've gone through it now, and I'm only keeping these two things. The rest of it, including the box, can go. So there was jewelry, some keys, some safety pins, just a bunch of little stuff. So that is all going to go, plus some other little items that I found in another box. This was the plug protector that was on my new vacuum cleaner, and it's getting a little bit hard, so I am getting into the closets and the drawers and everywhere else now. I found a couple more hangers. I found a couple of bookmarks. These two pins no longer work. These things were in another old box, so those all will go. And I had some garment bags, just the big long type bags that they put over clothing when you buy it. And I have 3 pairs of shoes. I was saving these shoes because I went to a wedding a couple of months ago, and I needed shoes, so I didn't declutter these when I was decluttering shoes. Turned out the wedding was casual and outside in a park, so I didn't even need to wear these. So now they can go. And this puzzle, I was deciding whether to work it or not. I've decided I'm not going to, so it can go. When I was getting the shoes, this shirt had fallen off of its hanger. It was laying down on the shoes and the floor, so I took that as a sign. It can go. And then I got into my main closet, and I found this little jacket. I love this little jacket. I've had it for many, many years, but it doesn't fit me anymore, and it hasn't fit me for years, so I'm going to let it go. Plus, I found 2 suits. One has a dress and jacket, and the other one has pants and a skirt and a jacket, and I am going to let both of those go. So this is my 50 items for day 5. Sometimes when I come across stuff, I'm not quite ready to let it go yet, but I don't want to have it sitting out anymore. So I'll just tuck it away in a cabinet or a drawer or a closet. And that way, whenever I open that cabinet, that drawer, or that closet, I get to see it. It makes me smile, and I call it my little happy. Well, every once in a while, I'm ready to let one go. And today, I'm ready to let this one go. And I'm going to leave those 2 for a little bit longer. It's day 6, and I have been looking all over the house trying to find my 50 items for today. And I've been looking through all the drawers in this little chest, and I got a couple of things till I got to this drawer, and now I am starting to find several things that I can declutter. So I just wanted to show you where some of these things will be coming from. When I get all 50, I'll show you the rest of it. Except for this little angel, which was a happy that I kept in my kitchen cabinet, and this fan pull tassel that keeps falling apart in my office, all the rest of this stuff came out of the little chest of drawers that now sits in our living room. The chest of drawers was my husband's when he was growing up, so we won't be decluttering that, but it does tend to house a lot of junk. For instance, this little thing, it looks like a kit for something, but nobody ever put it together, and I don't even know what it's for. So might as well let that go. And these crayons, they've obviously been used, but we're not using them. There was a piece of paper and a bag and some paper towels and some packaging and a couple of ink pens that have been in there so long they have dried up. They didn't get used up. They dried up. And this fan, which is pretty, and it does work, but it hurts my hand when I hold it. So I don't ever use it. I'm going to let it go. And these markers, we're not using them. They're going to dry up if they haven't already. And if you watched my Minimal Mom video, you know exactly why I am decluttering this timer. A little magnetic game, this little cross-stitch goose that I made a long time ago. I used to decorate with that stuff, but I don't anymore. This little box was full of these little buttons that come on clothing as extra buttons. We don't need that. There was this game, actually, 2 of the same game. We've never played it. there were 3 bottles of Elmer's glue. We haven't used any of it, so I'm decluttering too. This stuff does dry up after a while, and it's not that expensive, so if we really need glue, we can always go buy some, right? It's an old thread I've had so long, Piece Goods isn't even around, hasn't been for years. And these 3 little plates. They're very pretty. I think I used to have them hanging on the wall as decorative plates, but they're very pretty. Somebody might enjoy using those for real plates or decor. And this little headband. So all of this stuff is going to be leaving our home for day 6. These 2 plastic shoe boxes came out of the entertainment center in our main bedroom. When I did the Tiny Tidy video, I went through them and got rid of a lot of obvious trash. I knew then that I wanted to go through both of these boxes a little more thoroughly to see if there was more stuff that I could get rid of. This did not net me 50 items. In fact, the majority of it will be staying, and it will be going in the garage, but it will be in 1 shoebox now instead of 2. I also found some office supplies, including this really cool pencil sharpener. So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to put this with my desk now because I do have a pencil over there. But what I will be letting go of is this tape measure. I have plenty of tape measures. I don't need another one. I don't need these packs of thumbtacks. I've already decluttered probably at least 12 packs of thumbtacks as I've been decluttering. And this confidential stamp we do not need. I don't think we have anything that's confidential that we need to stamp. And this thing of soft elastic. If I need any elastic, I'll just get more. And this thing of push pins. I have plenty of push pins. I don't need those as well. So now that is only 6 things, so I still need to go and find at least 44 more things to declutter for today. When I was decluttering in the garage the other day, I found a baggie full of jewelry and little charms and things like that. So I went through it, and there were actually 50 items in that baggie. I'm going to keep the nickel and this little charm, but the rest of it can go. So I'm just going to add it on to my 6 items that I already found for today. Well, there you go. That's my 50 plus items per day for the first week of MegaMay 50 a day for a month. Thanks again to Jen from Happily Organized Chaos for inviting me to do this collab along with her, and Amanda Jane from Mind Your Matters. And I'll see you again next week for another update.
You used to mean something, but now you mean nothing. It's time that you went on your way. I no longer need you. I don't need to keep you. You're just one of many today. I'll iron out the creases and pick up the pieces, but you won't be part of the scene. A future without you, that's what it amounts to. And I'll have a lot less to clean.
And let me know in the comments if you are doing 50 items per day along with us. For now, happy decluttering!